Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Football Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, April 3rd. I'm back with some MLB picks and props. Sucky day. Could have been better, but we made some bad picks. That's all right. We have room to improve. MLB is just starting, just getting a grasp on everything. Phillies and Rockies above me right now, but we have an 0-1 day or 0-2 day so far. Tigers money line. Tariq Skubal didn't have his best stuff today. Probably good enough for the Tigers to win on the money line. Had bases loaded in the top of the ninth. Bases jammed. And who's up to bat? Javi Baez. Basically, I think it would have been better if we just had two outs and we went to who's two holding it? McKinstry. Anyway, Javi Baez could have just walked to the plate and not swung the bat, and he would have walked. The two previous batter walked on, I think, 9 total pitches, and Javi Baez, of course, gets into a 2-0 count and then swings at something on the far outside plate. Then he swings at something in the dirt, makes it a 2-2 count, and then they strike him out with a pitch right down the middle. That's the Javi Baez experience. Then it was another strikeout. So the Tigers kind of spoiled that top of the ninth with bases loaded and 1 out. We take the loss there. Connor, gonna give him some credit. The Mets were not good today. They were not good with the bats. He was decent. I could say that we lost this one by half an out, but he was pulled with I think 74, 75 pitches. So he was kind of wheeling and dealing going up against the Mets. Shout out to him for having a good day. But we took the under 14.5. Pete Alonso had a monster day. Home run, couple doubles. His teammates just did not help him out in that one. So Connor is the other out. Alec Boehm is not going to hit either, but the Phillies minus 1.5 will hit. It's 1-5 right now with 2 outs in the bottom of the top of the ninth. I just feel like every time Alec Boehm did get a hit on a changeup, which is weird, into the left center field. Could have maybe stretched it to 2, but the center field played it pretty well. Every time I have a chance for an overplayer prop on the bases, especially, I get within 1. If I'm going to get like an extra, so he had 4 at bats, he was going to get 5 if Bryce Harper or Trey Young get on base. They had bases loaded, bottom of the 8th. 8 and 9 man gone on with it, 2 hits, and then Trey Turner struck out, and Bryce Harper flew out to left. So I feel like every time I get that maybe an extra chance, it always ends on the guy right before, which is horrible. Phillies just did win, minus 1.5. We're going to take that one, and we're going to have a 1-3 day. Tough pill to swallow, but I like all the plays today, and I like the numbers for today as well. So let's get into those plays for tomorrow. D-backs going up against the Yankees. D-backs are spanking the Yankees in this series, and we're going to continue to spank the Yankees in this series. Going to take the D-backs on the first 5 money line. It's minus 110 right now for the full game. Probably going to be minus 110 for the first 5 as well on the money line. I like those chances. Merrill Kelly, not the best arm in the world, but he's way, way, way better than Carlos Carrasco. Carlos Carrasco, he's been around the league. Guardians, Mets, back to the Guardians, now on the Yankees. I do not know how this man is a starting pitcher in the MLB. It's kind of like Kyle Hendricks, and I'm surprised Kyle Hendricks pitched so well the other night. But Carlos Carrasco, besides maybe like a stretch of a month last year where he had a couple like two earned runs or less in a month stretch with the Guardians, this has been a disaster over the last 4 years for Carlos Carrasco, and they still bring him back. They still let him in the starting rotation. They let him go 4 2/3 innings and give up 4 runs, and you're already out of the game. That's the Carlos Carrasco experience coming into this game with a 10-plus ERA. D-backs this year, the number 2 team in baseball, in runs per game. Team ERA is right there with the Yankees. Both these teams have been in high-scoring games. I expect this to be a high-scoring game in favor of the Diamondbacks. Going to take them on the first 5 as the first play. And for the second play today, Nick Lodolo back on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds going up against Nestor Cortez. The Cincinnati Reds should have a winning record. It was the first game of the season going up against the Giants. They had a 3-run lead. The Giants scored 4 in the top of the ninth. So the Reds should have a 2-win better than they are right now. But we're going to go with Nick Lodolo here, and we're going to take the money line. Just Reds plus 100. No, sorry, we're going to take the first. I don't remember what I put, but I want to take the first 5 money line. Nick Lodolo going up against Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez, we saw it. 3 pitches against the Yankees, 3 home runs. There's a reason he's not on the Yankees anymore. They understood what he was. He's a gimmick pitcher. I've been saying that for 2 years. Him doing that little wind-up and pump and rock, just throw the damn ball. You're not good enough to be a starting pitcher just pitching normally. You have to do the gimmicks to maybe rock somebody a little bit more. You're not a starting pitcher in the MLB. You're not a good pitcher. You got rocked in the first game, coming in with a double-digit ERA in this game. The Reds are going to tattoo you. They just will. For the player props on the screen, Ellie, I'm a little concerned about Ellie going up against Nestor Cortez. He hasn't been great against lefties in his career, so maybe an under there, but everybody else for the Reds should have a field day going up against Nestor Cortez. Probably a lot of home runs for the Reds as well. Haven't checked the weather yet for the Brewers, but hopefully we get something blowing out. In that Mets game today against the Marlins, we had a 17-mile-per-hour blowing in, which really sucked. Didn't worry for Pete Alonso. He had a 440-footer to dead center field, but Juan Soto couldn't get anything in the air, so the home run player prop did not work. But for this one, we're going Reds first 5 money line with Nick Lodolo on the mound. For the player props for tomorrow, we're going to stay in the same game. Matt McLain over 1.5 bases going up against Nestor Cortez. A lot of numbers to throw at you here. Fastball this season, he has a 500 batting average. Cutter last season, 261 batting average. We're going to get fastball nearly 50% of the time out of Nestor and Cutter 34% of the time. So over 80% of the time, we're going to get heat in this game. That's exactly what Matt McLain wants. Fastball slug percentage this season, 1.667. That is outrageously great. He's hit a home run. He has 3 home runs this season. I believe 2 of those were off the fastball. The average slug in the MLB is like, 500, 4, 5, 600. So the 1.66, point 400, 500 MLB term. So that fastball slug percentage is outstanding. And the hard hit rate for Matt McLain going up against the fastball this season is 100%. So every time he sees a fastball, he hammers it, which is what I love as well. Going up against lefties, not last season because he didn't play in the majors last year, 2 years ago in 2023, 326 batting average with 14 extra base hits. He's already onto a hot start this year for the Cincinnati Reds. I think he's going to be on the leadoff hole as well. So that really helps us, especially in the top of the first. Probably going to get at least 4 at-bats, potentially a 5th at-bat if they are hammering Nestor Cortez. So I love the extra at-bat potentially at the top of the order there. Matt McLain over the 1.5 bases as the first play for the pitching prop tonight. I already picked on him a little bit, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but Carlos Carrasco under 14.5 outs. Even if Carlos Carrasco is pitching well, we might see him pulled after the 4th inning because the guy's numbers the third time around going up against hitters is abysmal. It's been that way for the last 3 years. The D-backs, the team he's going up against, 357 batting average against right-handed pitchers. That is the number 1 team in baseball right now. Against right, the slug percentage is 653. One of the better teams in baseball right now. The slug against the left, 329. This is why I'm going with the first 5 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I know the pitching matchup. I know they like right-handed pitchers. I know they like to slug against right-handed pitchers. And I know they like to get on base and get runs. 29 RBIs this season for the Diamondbacks going up against right-handed pitchers compared to 5 RBIs going up against lefties. Some of that is because they don't see a lot of lefties, but the 29 RBIs with a 431 on-base percentage and a 653 slug, I'm going to take them first 5 money line, and I'm going to take Carlos Carrasco to get rocked in this game. Under 14.5 outs as the play. Home run player prop and hits parlay. Just to explain this a little bit more, we're probably not going to hit a home run parlay, right? We have to go, it's like usually it's like plus, I think the one today was plus 1,400, but usually it's like plus 15, plus 18, plus $2,000 for these home run parlays. So we're probably going to go, the odds say we're going to go like 0-18 or 0-20 before we get one. So that's what the hit parlay does. And it did hit today with Ketel Marte and Alec Bohm. Both got a hit. That play was plus 104, I believe it was. Both of them got a hit, so it cancels out the home run parlay, which is why I do the hits parlay with the home run parlay. And this one, Corbin Carroll, a left on right battle for Corbin Carroll. He smashes righties. We have a short porch at Yankee Stadium, so I'm going to love that play for Corbin Carroll. Rafael Devers, potentially the worst start to an MLB season ever historically for Rafael Devers. I think he has 18 strikeouts in the first 6 games. Had a double today. He got a hit on the board. Very good for him. I'm happy for him. He's not being walked anymore, which is why I'm going to take him to hit a home run. I am not too concerned with Rafael Devers. I understand players go into a funk, but if you're not – people before this funk, they tried to kind of pitch around Rafael Devers a little bit. He could draw a lot of walks. He didn't draw a walk today. He hasn't – I think he only drew 1 walk the other night as well. So players are giving him opportunities to hit the ball. And if you do that going up against Rafael Devers – and he gets a hold of one, it's going to be a home run. So I'm going to like that play. It's probably going to be plus a lot of money as well. So Corbin Carroll and Rafael Devers to hit a home run on that one. Corbin Carroll to get a hit, and then our player prop Matt McLain to get a hit as well. So that one will actually probably be plus 120, plus 125 maybe on the hits parlay. But the home run parlay probably going to be plus 2,000 plus as well. So let's go to the MLB recap. D-backs first five. I did put money line on the Reds for the whole game. We're going to go first five. Reds money line going up against Nick Lodolo and Nestor Cortez. I love that matchup. D-backs first five money line going up against the Yankees. Matt McLain over 1.5 bases going up against Nestor Cortez and the Brewers. And then Carlos Carrasco under 14.5 outs going up against the D-backs as the final play of the night. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Thursday. It's April 3rd. If you guys enjoyed the content, please drop a like this video and subscribe down below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.